Welcome, brothers and sisters. Center of light. Right off the bat. Welcome to Center of Light. Light. Everything that's powerful, beautiful, cool, trendy, full of deliciousness. Thanks to Robert Harrison, he sent me this beautiful crystal ball. Oh my God, Keith is into sorcery. I'm into sorcery. I'm into connecting to the source of all creation. So that makes myself and everyone else who is a sorcerer. So what I want to do is take this ball created by God that we can all just sit here and marvel at. And it represents clarity, the world, when we are clear. And speaking of being clear, I have a video from Swamiji, God on Earth, the Universal Lord, I'm going to play for you about the coronavirus. There's an understanding afoot. So I take this ball that represents all that is good in being clear about our aspirations as human beings, which we so need in this beautiful time of change. The world's being purified. And I want to take this level of clarity and apply light to it. Light of the mind, light of the heart, light of the soul, the love and light of humanity. And I want to send it out to Dana and her daughter. Dana's daughter has not been feeling well. I'm not going to say that her daughter has a something. I'm just saying that she's professing that she's not feeling well. So I ask that we go inside of ourselves, consciously, intentionally, and find a space of clarity within yourself where you feel that you've touched something that can only be God. And you apply the light of your own awareness and see everything is perfect, happy, healthy, peaceful, beautiful, all that is good. I send this to you, Dana, and your daughter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Center of Light. On this night, we're going to be speaking about here we go. Center of Light Presence. My title is Center of Light Presence, but here's the banner title. Not Cheerios as in breakfast food, but yet you see a bowl of Cheerios on the altar. But cheery as in happy, joyful. O's, vital nutrition. What are the three O's? It's not O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hi, Nuri. Randy Mikefield. Link, page, Kat Kennedy, Carolyn Renando. I just love doing that with her. I don't know. I hope if she gets mad, she'll tell me. Trust me, she'll tell me. Kat Sana. Hi, Sana. Fawn. Linda Chaplow. What up, bro? Steve Stone, what's up, my bro? Good to see you, sir. Rick Vito, the V. See if I can pronounce this name right. Ignacio Rubio. Greetings from Roswell, New Mexico. Come on, dog. What's up, Kyle Domingue, childhood friend? Lewis, my bro. Rena. Amy. So tonight we're speaking about Center of Light, Cheery. Cheery. As in happy. O's. Vital nutrition. What is that vital nutrition? What are those O's? Omniscience. Omnipresence. Omniscience and omnipotence. What is it? We know it in the form of an idea. We've all heard it. We kind of get it. I think it's vital nutrition that would go inside and nourish ourselves with such things that connect you to your Yanava, that connect you to this right here, this beautiful image. Take it in. In fact, don't take it in. Let it do something to you. Just simply let it do something to you. What does that do to you? It feels ancient, doesn't it? It's imbued with divine, powerful, omnipresent, omniscient light. So tonight, shortly, I'm going to play a video. The universal Lord has spoken. A message to humanity. This is a very, very, very capital, underlined 3 times, bold print, exclamation point, cursive, blessing. The universal Lord, that you are able to hear such a message. One, many people hear these types of messages, but they discard it because it causes a cognitive dissonance in the mind of what they have been taught. I'm not saying that what they haven't been taught is not beautiful. That's why they hold on to it and walk with it, because it is beautiful. But they don't allow themselves to go beyond the parameters of such beauty and to bliss and ecstasy. Are you with me? There is a difference, huge difference, between happy, content, joyful, which is wonderful. We go up the rung of the ladder. Then you have ecstasy. Then you have bliss. And then you have words that can't even describe the things I miss in trying to share with you something that is afoot. And there are a few things afoot in La La Land. We call it the earth. You call it your home, but it's not where you're from. What's up, Mike Boudreaux, troublemaker? You're so fun, dude. I love your humor. Alex Brand. So there's something stink afoot. Hello, Dana Trotter. Again, everyone, I gave the crystal ball with the light for Dana and her daughter. Find that space within you all night. I dedicate this program and all the energy that comes through and from in the future, if there is such a thing, for such a blessing. So when we stop messing around, then all the mess about begins to end. I'm going to play you a video of the universal Lord on earth today. Yeah, I did say that. The universal Lord on earth today recently spoke into a camera and said, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. We can blame China, 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 China. We can blame. Blame is an okay thing. It's a tool, but it only gets you so far, but you have to complete the song. You have to complete the riddle. It will never go away until you go, I get the joke. So there's no point if you tell it to me again. I don't understand. Tell it to me again. So the joke teller tells you again. And when you go, I understand. That's when the humor is no longer on you. Pun intended. So I'm going to play a video for you really soon from Swamji, who says, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. And I told you in 2003, this was coming in 2020. The divine mission, what's it called? The divine mission, the divine march 2020. He said this in 2003. So I set this up. Let me say hi to YouTube real quick. Hi, Yvette, shining bright tonight. Yvette is the light. So I share things that often seem like I'm adding an extra bang. It's because I am. People need bang. We go to the amusement park not to get on the Ferris wheel. We want bang. We eat corn dogs. We eat these foods. We get on the freaking most powerful, fastest coaster there is in the amusement park. Welcome to planet Earth. This is the amusement park. Are you having fun yet? Honest question. Does it make you joyful or does it hurt? Are you having fun yet? It's going to get worse. And it's going to get better at the same time. And the choice simply relies on you, with you. Even though you may be in your joy as this transition is happening, you will see externally from you things that are not so joyful. Your mission is to sit back, watch, involve, invest when you feel that you will do the most good. Other than that, get out of the game. Because there's no blame in this process. This is what has been foretold for thousands of years. Well, Keith, they've been talking about the end of the world many times. This is not the end of the world. This is the beginning of something powerful, magnificent, beyond what most people think they deserve. But it requires one to desire it and put to the curve all the nonsense. We don't have to like what's happening in the external. It's great that we don't like it. Sometimes fear can be an amazing motivating factor. We have to get out of being the reactor into the benefactor of doing what is positive. And that pales in comparison of the work that needs to be stabilized in every human being right here and right now. That's it. I'm contemplating doing a Sunday morning service. Tribe Yanava. Yanavaism. If you would like to share with me, and as I share with you, a Sunday morning service, just everybody send me it, or whoever agrees would like to, send me an S. And I would love your topic ideas. That way I can give you what you're asking for. And I would ask you for the same thing. That way we can shake hands and no more coronavirus. And this is what Swamji is going to share with us shortly about what it is, where it came from, why it's here, and what will make it go away quick. He even says it's going to end really soon, but we don't want a repeat occurrence. The goal through what's happening in the world, everybody's saying yes. Thank you. God bless you. What he's saying through his hard to understand attempt at English is the reason these things are happening presently, or have always happened, happening now, and will happen and graduate exponentially if we don't stabilize internally now, is all to bring about unity. Hello, Maria MacArthur. Hello, Paige. Listen to what I'm telling you very carefully. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. It's not my fault, but it's my responsibility. The reason such calamities, we use that word natural calamity, what he's saying is natural calamities. The shit happening in the world, earthquakes, volcanoes, random weather, this, that. See, a lot of that is brought about by people who don't care about you. But that's not what he's saying, because he's not talking about blame. He's saying when we stabilize internally, they and it goes away. End of story. The whole goal of coronavirus is to bring people together. Ironically, you can't be with nobody right now because we have learned to forget to be with ourselves. Wow! We forgot how to be with ourselves. And so right now, we are all not worthy of touching each other because we have never touched ourselves in a way that we desire and deserve. Basically, you're spiritually masturbating till you reach a state of climax and orgasm within yourself that you feel that overgush, that overflow of energy. You have no choice but to express it and even verbalize out loud literally the words during sex are, oh my God. Come on. Then we're worthy of being with other people because we lost sight of how to be with ourselves. It's called quarantine. So we got to meditate forcefully for a little while. We've been thrown into forceful meditation to reflect. Because if you live in a family and there's some discord, it's on like a pot of neck bones now. You got to work it out. So all these calamities will be avoided when we create unity versus the calamities, forcing us into unity. Because right now, I don't care if you black, white, green, polka dot, plaid, gay, lesbian, tri, quad, quin, sex. It doesn't matter. That's all irrelevant now. So we're beginning to understand. You see people all over the world playing music on their balcony because not only because they're bored, they're waking up to express, I don't want to be alone. It requires everyone to do this. Everyone. Every meaning multiple, one meaning the whole. The whole that owns all the fragments. The Yanava, the pure, ancient, primordial soul self that you are, as it expresses itself in a myriad of forms. This is the grace that is being offered to everyone right here and right now. If you don't take it, there's no punishment. God is not mad. All God is doing is mirroring to us that we are mad, as in being a meanie and a mad, but also that we're mad. We've lost it. Many people are waking up. Maybe we haven't received the karma of our goodness of who we've become yet, because time is a buffer and a factor in this grand play. It's coming, the times that we've done all the good, but we can exponentiate that. How quick can we get out of our madness and being mad? So God is not mad at you. It just says, I love you. Let me show you what you're doing. It says, here you go. Do we like it so much? We don't. Let me give you, hello, Andrea Forrest, Yanava, Debbie Ann Trotter, another Trotter, wonderful. Albuelita Chadwick, hello from Michigan, she says, always. Lincoln, my brother, says it's like the perfect storm for awakening. It makes you long to touch other people again, doesn't it? You're bored already. You're going stir crazy. Stir. Something's stirring about and is driving you crazy. And until we recenter ourselves and reboot and get back to default consciousness of the soul, your computer is going to always run amok. You're going to be hacked. You're going to be thrown offline. All these other variables and analogies I can use. It's bringing us back to center, back to what is important, back to what is real. Then we're worthy of touching and kissing and hugging those people we long to be with, which right now we can't because we've lost respect for the entire world. Every diversity, every culture, every religion, everything that means something that is of importance whatsoever, right, wrong, in, out, up, down, hot, cold, left, right, good, bad. Everything and everyone deserves that respect without anyone's judgment. I'm going, there's only one way. How's that working for you? Thrown in a world of delusion and chaos. Mine has not been working so well either. So obviously we know nothing. Simply we know nothing. But I do know that this being right here that's going to speak to you and to me and to us is from an order of intelligence called divinity that we all long for. He's going to tell you where the virus came from. He's going to tell you it was a biological weapon. But he doesn't lean into it as blame or damn these people. Even though he's the divinity itself, he's not going to say damn these people. He's revealing to us where we are as a species. He's going to talk about the 5 elements: earth, fire, air, water, ether. And when any of these gets out of proper ratio, he will say, when they get out of balance, humanity unconsciously leans to finding balance in that element that is lacking, and we bring about fire. We bring about water. We bring about wind. We bring about virus. We bring about all these things because we've all been infected with a virus of nonsense. Let me let you hear Swamji tell you. You are fortunate right now to hear what you are hearing, experience what you're experiencing. This is the universal Lord on earth today, sharing with all of us how much we are loved beyond measure.
వక్రతుండ మహాకాయ కోటి సూర్య సమప్రభ నిర్విఘ్నం కురు మే దేవ సర్వకార్యేషు సర్వదా సర్వకార్యేషు సర్వదా. ఓం గం గణపతయే నమః. ఓం గం శ్రీం లక్ష్మీ గణపతయే నమః. మాతా మనసా స్మరామి, భూమాతా శిరసా నమామి. మాతా మనసా స్మరామి, భూమాతా శిరసా నమామి. పంచభూత సమైక్య స్వరూపిణి, పంచభూత సమైక్య స్వరూపిణి, పంచప్రాణ ప్రమోద ప్రదాయిని, పంచప్రాణ ప్రమోద ప్రదాయిని. మాతా మనసా స్మరామి, భూమాతా శిరసా నమామి. సకల చరాచర జీవదాయిని, సకల చరాచర జీవదాయిని, సర్వమానవ ప్రాణప్రదాయిని, సర్వమానవ ప్రాణప్రదాయిని. విశ్వ విరాజిత తేజోరూపిణి, విశ్వ విరాజిత తేజోరూపిణి, విశ్వప్రియే విశ్వ ప్రేమానురాగిని. మాతా మనసా స్మరామి, భూమాతా శిరసా నమామి. Dear divine souls, in this very serious situation, I want to appeal, I want to declare to the whole world, to each and every one on the earth, in the world, to recall and remember my declarations in the past about 2020. Dear divine souls, you know, in the year 2003, I declared Divine Vision 2020. Divine Vision 2020. And a day will come where we have to think about the serious natural calamity. We are going to face very serious natural calamity in the year 2020. I declared, not now, 2003, giving Divine Vision 2020. You all know, every year, while I have been touring in the United States of America, I warned you all, I warned all the heads of the countries also about the natural calamities, how to keep the nature pure, I gave the proclamation also. Awake, arise, and unite for protecting the Mother Earth. It is our first and foremost duty to keep the nature pure and clean, away from all impurities. Nature is the combination and composition of five elements: soil, water, fire, air, and space. The combination among these five elements should be in proper ratio. But what we are doing? We have been polluting the five elements. Because of the pollution of the five elements, the conflicts began among the five elements of the earth. That is the main reason for natural calamities. I have been warning. So now we are facing very critical condition. The nature declared war against the whole human race using the weapon. It is more powerful than nuclear weapon. What is that weapon? Virus. Coronavirus. We are calling it corona. Whatever the name may be, it is a very dangerous weapon. Virus weapon. Biological weapon. Bacterial weapon. So we should not give any scope for bacterial eruption. I have been warning for the last 25 years. Every year when I happen to visit United States of America. But we neglected. We neglect now, after the eruption of the coronavirus in China, Italy, European countries, America, India, nearly 180 countries, more than 180 countries of the world. It is the most dangerous situation. It is not the war between one country and another country. It is not war between some countries and other countries like world war. It is the war of the declared by the nature upon the human race, whole human race. And this situation is telling us, come on, come on, come on, unite, unite, unite. Don't interfere with the nature. If we interfere with the nature, if nature declares a war, we can't do anything. I told the same thing when I happened to give my discourse, the panel meeting of the UNO General Assembly, when I was doing the Divine March from Seattle to Washington DC, 11 days. In the middle of my journey, I visited United Nations Organization. At the panel meeting, I told them, the panel members, if there is a war between one country and another country, we can settle today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow. But if nature declares a war, we have to suffer a lot. There is no scope for any solving or repairing or anything. We have to suffer a lot. Be careful, we should not interfere with the nature. So we have to do everything naturally. So we should not do anything against nature. We should worship nature, worship it, nature itself, God. In Lakshmi Ashtotra Namam, here when we are worshipping Lakshmi in India, the first name is Prakrutye Namaha. That is the first name of the Lakshmi, the universal mother, universal power, is Prakriti. Prakriti means nature, the whole nature, infinite nature. So we have to worship the nature. We have to love the nature. We have to keep the nature pure. So we have to fill the heart with the divine love. We have to fill the mind with the peace, and we have to spread love and peace wherever we go. So a day has come. Now what we are doing? We are keeping ourselves in the rooms, the master bedroom or in our houses, closing all the doors. We are not going to the school. We are not making our children to go to schools. Schools are closed. Offices are closed. Markets, malls, movie theaters, every office and every gathering center, restaurants, air services, airports, aircrafts, railways, bus services, all closed. Just like a curfew, universal world curfew. What is the situation? What is the main reason for this? Who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this virus? How it came? How it was erupted? How much damage? So we should not touch. We should not talk anybody to anybody. We should not touch anybody. We should not give a hug to anybody. We should not kiss anybody. We should not move on the roads. So this is just like imprisonment in the jail, in the cell. Think, heads of the countries, intellectuals of the world, the richest persons, business magnates of the world, who earned a lot of money. Think about it. How to safeguard the Mother Earth and how to safeguard the human race. We have to protect the human race. We have to make each and every person healthy. Physical strength, mental strength, financial strength, social strength, and spiritual strength. We have to give these 5 strengths to each and every person, each and every family, each and every country. Keep away all the differences of religion, caste, frontier differences, language differences. Come on, let us unite. Unitedly, we have to face this critical condition and this war declared by nature. And we have to tell the nature, oh nature, we don't interfere you. We worship you. We love you very much. We keep you clean and green. We don't pollute the water, soil, the 5 elements of the earth. So, unitedly, this has to give a good lesson to us. So, taking a lesson from this situation, we have to unite and we have to try to solve the problem. For every problem, there is a solution. For every question, there is an answer. For every disease, there is a cure and medicine. Now we are telling no medicine for coronavirus. Think about it. Oh, scientists, great scientists, intellectuals, medical scientists, you are doing lot of experiments and research also. Do research about how to cure this kind of diseases and virus, how to attack, how to suppress this virus, this kind of virus. When Ebola came into existence in 2016, 15 or 16, I think so, then I told, be ready. 2020, in the year 2020, we have to face very severe situation, and we have to face severe virus war. And that I gave proclamation, Divine Vision 2020. So I appeal the leaders of the countries and the greatest persons in the world, greatest business magnates, good people like Bill Gates. Bill Gates has to take an important role in this mission. He had to unite all the important, richest business magnates of the world, and he has to start a foundation, universal peace and healthcare foundation, to give assistance to the scientists and to find out solution for this situation, just like Ebola or coronavirus. Think about it. I once again tells you, you need not worry about this coronavirus. It will be coming down. We will be safe. We will be happy. Everyone will be happy. All the countries will be happy. It is going away by the divine will, by the grace of the yogis, yogic power. Everything will be fruitful and peaceful. So now think, Christians are not going to churches, Hindus are not going to the temples, Buddhists are not going to Bauddha aramas, the Sikhs are not going to Gurudwaras, Muslims are not going to mosques. What is this condition? Think about, you are fighting about religion, you are fighting for your nation, you are fighting about your caste, this and that. All these will be there only when the earth is in peaceful condition and fruitful condition. So think about the world. We are all human beings. Our home is the world, the earth. So unitedly we have to make the earth peaceful and powerful, away from all these virus, Ebola virus or coronavirus or any other virus. So I wish you all to be safe, healthy, energetic, peaceful and powerful. Unitedly we will make the earth peaceful, healthy and powerful. पृथ्वी माता की जय.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight we're speaking about Cheerios. Cheery. Happy. Cheery. Cheers. Cheery O's. What are the O's? The O's are omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. How is that important? It's vital information. Information, that which is sustenance, manna, food, nourishment. To understand that you have something, a being, if you will, walking next to you all the time. Not only that, it knows everything. Not only that, it's all powerful. It could look like Jesus. It could look like your great grandmother. It could look like anything that you hold sacred and powerful to your very own existence. In fact, strangely, somehow, it sustains your existence as to why it is so beautiful and magnanimous to you. Does it not? You can never separate yourself from that truth. Ever. In fact, you would be scared to do so because you would think that it would cause your non-existence, which is not even possible in the first place. So that's the nonsense that comes from the monkey in the head. So tonight we're speaking about presence, power, true understanding, and clarity. Cheerios. There's a bowl of breakfast or breakfast. The Cheerios. What are the Cheerios? There's 3 of them. Vital information about omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. From the divine principle, as I move forward, inward, upward, forward, toward. I'm moving inward to understand that which is the 3 O's. O'Reilly Auto Parts. To understand the 3 O's. God. That which is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. So I'll move inward, which brings me upward towards God, which we always metaphorically call God as up. Forward, because I'm trying to do everything I can consciously to climb the mountain, cross the river Jordan, whatever it is your goal is, toward a something. Okay. Welcome to Center of Light, Vital Nutrition. I do this work/play because I love what I do. In this time of shutdown, if you want to support what I do, if you want to support what I do because you're always being fed, I don't need toilet paper. But you can follow the links in this presentation. I'll post them again. There they are. You can donate. You can always simply go to YouTube. Subscribe to my page. Leave me a couple of comments. That will suffice. Sacrifice, suffice. It's going to get what we would call worse before it gets better. Unless you know better and you have truly, completely, wholly shifted to the other side of the mark. Spirit speaks from the divine principle. It is not the practices. It is not the practices, props, and other superstitions everyone has been accustomed to when worshiping that will lift you all towards conscious union. It is your sincerity. And believe it or not, as you develop your levels of spiritual mastery, you will no longer even need to pray. And I say to Spirit, how could that be possible? Spirit says, up until now, you have had to depend on prayer because your own divine forces have been latent. However, when you have your own love power, you will have the will, the Yah, to accomplish for yourselves what you have always called upon me to do. Continue to use the rituals that you're familiar with if they help you to fall deeper into a meditative state. And if it helps you to stay humble, then by all means, Keith, pray. I assure you that your need for those rituals will one day disappear. Meanwhile, while we're all into quarantine, just continue to be sincere, for that is what will hasten your ego's demise. And then I say to Spirit or ask, this may be off point, but can you tell me if there are benefits to being alive now rather than in earlier times. Spirit says, yes, you have it much easier, so it seems, or not. You have it much easier now. Those before you who sought enlightenment did not have one benefit that you have: the readily accessible collective power of the awakening many. That power, properly channeled, can propel all of you right into the divine. The power of this divine man right here. The ones who've reached enlightenment long ago, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, so forth and so on, the ones who have reached enlightenment long ago had to overcome by themselves the pull of many dark forces, but they did it. Yes, great ones such as Moses, Buddha, Krishna, Paramahansa Yogananda, Jesus, lit the divine lamp of love to illuminate the path for you. Each time teachers such as these achieve an advanced state of omniscience, here we go with the 3 O's, omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence, a potent burst of energy was released upon the lower strata. If you study scripture, you will see that it points to yet other divine comings, indicating that teachers of this magnitude have not yet finished visiting Earth. Wow. The call of the Lord, the 7th seal, has been cracked open. Continuing on. And I say, yeah, it's no wonder I've questioned some religious precepts most of my life. They just don't make much sense to me, especially the one that proclaims that when we die, you will be there to, you, meaning God, you will be there to judge me, and that you will be judgmental in your judgment. And Spirit says, but why would anyone not think that they stand before me right now? And I say, maybe out of ignorance, from still thinking and believing God is out there and not here, or because we don't want to feel that we are responsible for our actions until the very day we die. And Spirit says, know what? Both are true. Some do not yet understand the omnipresence of God. Others feel they can just keep buying time until that day, then deal with it then. But the deleterious effects of such self-judgment are happening right here and right now. Lastly, get back to basics. To help you do that, I now offer 3 tenets that are the foundation of all spirituality. Number 1, the all-knowing tenet. If turning inward unites me with God, then it makes sense to me that omniscience, peace, is my natural state. Number 2, the all-powerful tenet. If turning inward unites me with God, then it makes sense to me that omnipotence, love, is my natural state. Number 3, the all-pervading tenet. If turning inward unites me with God, then it makes sense to me that omnipresence, liberation, God is everywhere, I'm part of it, and so I am everywhere when I get it, is my natural state. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Robert. So I think we're understanding our breakfast, our break fast, from the knuckleheaded nonsense happening in the world. I'm not saying it's not serious. I'm not saying don't heed or warning or don't pay attention to. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because when we don't get it internally, is the very reason as to why it's happening externally in a world which we can no longer ignore and or deny. That's why it's happening here. Because we understand it here, we understand it here, and we understand it here. So now it becomes physical because most people are physical, at least they're identifying with the physical body. So this makes the most sense to me, because as to why I don't stand on the level of Einstein or Tesla, those are in higher intellect mode to understand that the code is either 0 or 1. 0 is the infinite space, and the 1 is the one that is aware that they always dwell in the infinite space. It's the 0-1 principle, the Christ principle. It lives in every human being, not human doing, because right now we're not doing anything. We're being forced to be in a space of, I got to understand my being before I deserve to touch and be with sacredly other people. We can become aware of ourselves and become a part of the universal divine pride, the lion, or we can become the sheeple. But one day the lion and the lamb will lay down together. It's happening now, the lion and the lamb. We are the meek. We will inherit the earth. It is your choice. For what it's worth, fall into yourself. Declare, nothing is more important than who you are right here, right now, in this moment. Nothing. Not a single solitary thing. Even though it may seem like you're in solitary confinement. That is part of the jewel. That is part of the coal and the diamond that will be that's been pressed and compressed for not millions of years to create a diamond. Billions of years. You are stardust. You are golden. You are whatever billion years carbon. And it's finally time we find our way back to the garden of the soul. Welcome, Yanava. It has begun. In fact, we're very well into the window. And the only innuendo is that you want to get sexy with it. It's really up to you. I'm in it to win it. Take a breath, relax. Take a breath, relax. It's all you got. Trust. Though I walk through the valley of death, garden, shadow, all that beautiful ideas. So it's beyond the words. It's not the words. It's whoever wrote it. They came from a space inside to use words to create such a beautiful picture that says, I just simply don't have to be afraid, because when we understand who walks beside us, we would never ever be afraid again. I'll be right back.
Trust that I will guide you in whatever you do. Just remember to breathe and do your very best to live in love, give in love, be in love, and love you shall receive.
told me every day to breathe and expand myself, to know there is no one else but me and God who's in my heart. So I'll breathe and expand myself and know there is no one else but me and God.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Keith Anthony Blanchard here. Yanavaj Tribe Yanava. Please remember to send Dana and her daughter your love and light. Her daughter's not well. I won't go into all that. It's not necessary. Just send her love and light.
Access granted.
The call has been sounded and we all have access. Don't take it for granted. We have access. I want to introduce everyone to my beautiful world. Your beautiful world. Give me a second. I'm finding it. Let's see how this works. I love technology. I love technology. This will populate shortly. Hopefully, if it works. So tonight we're talking about presence. Center of Light presence. To ever understand God. I don't care what your religion is. I care that you're passionate about it. Point is, it doesn't matter what your religion is. It matters that you are so passionate about your deity, if that's what you need, want, choose, that you lose yourself so much in it, you become it yourself. Presence. I'm present with my deity's teachings. Cheery O's, as in food, your breakfast food. Breakfast food, manna, break fast. We're all on break fast right here, right now. The world is in lockdown, so we can love ourselves before we infect. It hurts, doesn't it? It's like a butthurt, like a salt in the wound, before we infect anyone else further with our bullshit and nonsense. It's a beautiful thing. It gives us perspective. It gets us back to a place of hope. The world is uniting because of natural calamities. But the natural calamities do not have to happen if we unite. So there's always a diamond in the peanut butter jar. The 3 O's, the Cheery, because I'm happy, O's, are omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. But you have to be present to understand all that. Understand, I don't mean the monkey in the head. I mean to stand under something that you know, steadfast, that is, you're moving into your beautiful self at the essence at last. That's where we are. What is happening to you is what many scripture for thousands of years in every walk of land, and everyone who's ever taking a stand to say, this can be yours right now. To those people in the past, listen to me very carefully. To those people in the past, they thought it was coming, but it wasn't. It was future folklore, but they wanted it so badly. Maybe that was you. Maybe that was me. As to why we find ourselves here right now yet again to fulfill our yearning, burning, and churning that was turning within us all. Say, I'm ready to go back to complete the soul Yanava contract with my Creator to say, I want it. Because we cannot ever go back fully to the source with a virus. But we have to align with the law, which has been written on papyrus in our heart. It's etched on every human being's heart. The gate is open. Don't be late. I am a hoping that you are grasping and or groping in this time of monumental change. It's time to rearrange. Things are getting very, very strange. It will require all of us to meditate on the enigma of God. Even our odd, poke a prod, we will have to understand the riddle and or facade. There is no way out of this conundrum. Never, ever. You can buck this current all you want. Current events will show up in all of its glory and our haunt. You've heard it here. And I don't mean you heard it here from Keith. You heard it here in this moment because you have been put in check by no one other than yourself. The most powerful aspect of yourself has moved through this vessel and through this platform to say, you are loved beyond measure. Do you see this treasure? Is it your pleasure? What are you going to do with it? I'm going to linger back into what I know as comfortable and safe and secure. But is it safe and pure? If there's any fear involvement in it, that is part of the virus, the coronavirus. You know what they call it when they knight or induct someone into royalty, as they call it? A coronation. The corona. The coronation of the sun. The corona of the sun. That which is at the top. Do you think this is just coincidence? It is. It's a coincidence of two things coming together to make something that hopefully we understand. As above, so below, on forever. It will always go. What makes sense to the monkey makes sense to the Lord, which makes sense to the cosmos, which makes sense to the internal, which makes sense to the external. It is not prejudice at all, no matter how right you think you are. Guess what? You are. And so what you can use as your beacon Your measurement stick is how much joy does your arrogant position bring you. So it will bring you out of arrogance when you are filled with joy, because now you are filled with the universal, unbridled, wild, fancy truth, because it applies to every living creature and every living thing, because everything is alive. This bowl is alive. Well, Keith, this is an inanimate object. No, it's not. I'll prove it to you. So it moves us in such a way that a way becomes fashioned, because it reminds us of something that we long forgotten. Everything is alive. Your clothes, stones, trees, it's all a divine play of consciousness. Hence, God is omnipresent, present in all places at all times except fear. Because fear is a self-induced illusion that we bring into our own experience by choice, consciously. Actually, it's not consciously or not. It's actually simply unconscious. Hello, Darlene Sexton. It's been a while. Yanava. You are Yanava. I just claimed the name to be in this game as much as I can, to be as conscious as I can. But I sure am enjoying the human experience, including being, quote, quarantined in my quarters with my beautiful son. So that makes another quarter, some 50%. I'll take 50%. Now I have a new intention to lean into the void, the empty space again. So now I become 51%. So I've tilted my scale automatically by intention, by going within. Understand that what is happening in the world will continue until it's no longer necessary. So when is it no longer necessary? When we all make unity, regardless of gay, bisexual, trisexual, quadsexual, this, African American, European, Chinese, this, that, the other. That has to completely leave. Because we're now all beginning to understand what is truly important. And God bless that it took the virus to do that. Now, what we do from this point either requires reaction or action. I choose becoming aware that God has spoken and said, stop choking. Here's your golden token, your e-ticket to Ascensionville. The train is boarding. Woo! Woo! All aboard! And the momentum is picking up. Are you picking yourself up off the ground? Have you yet dusted off your derriere? Cheery, oh, mate. Don't be late. The party has started. You are loved beyond measure. Peace. Again, I want to say, please remember Dana and her daughter in your prayers. She's not feeling well, her daughter, Dana, that is. Send her your love and light. Both of them. With all your might. When you lay down tonight, think of Dana and her daughter. You don't have to know the name. Just say, it is, and so it shall be done. Peace, love, and light. See you soon.